Howdy everyone.
Hey, and welcome back. Today we want to give you a full tour of our brand new home. So this is the Palomino Hard Side 2901 slide-in truck camper. We want to show you the ins and outs of this camper, but I'm just going to say on the inside it is not completely packed how we want it yet because we are doing a lot of modifications, so we'll talk about that. But first we're going to get Cody to talk about the outside of it.
So you've seen in our prior vlogs we have this setting on a 2017 Ford F350 1 ton. We want to make sure we had plenty of power to be able to tow this thing, because later on Kelly will show you, but it does have a 45-gallon water tank which we can fill up right here. It also has a city water right here, so if we're at a campground we can hook up. This bypasses the water pump inside, and then it pressurizes the whole system so you're not using your 45-gallon water tank. To go along with that water tank is one of our favorite things, a tankless hot water heater, and it's on demand. So the water just goes to the system, you turn the power on. We were informed to leave this on at all times because you turn it off and on inside. Turn it off whenever you're winterizing the unit, which we're going to be living in it, so we won't do that. And that is the exhaust for the propane. And that's what this does run off of, is propane. It does use electricity to get it to ignite, but once it's running, it uses propane. We have cable and satellite, which we probably won't use. We have 110 volts outside. I can see us actually using that. This is our shore power hookup right here. We have an outdoor shower. I don't know if we'll use that because if you remember in our past vlogs, we had a Jolka system that we used. We're going to continue carrying the Jolka system with us to use outside, so I don't know if we'll use that shower. Came with the frame. Back here is a 30-pound propane tank. We still plan on cooking outside. Kelly is going to be taking her propane cooker, Camp Chef stovetop that we used in the past, but we're not going to be able to pull this out all the time because our refrigerator, which we'll show you in a minute, runs off this. And if you get air in the lines, it does make it where the refrigerator will take longer to cool, so we have to keep this hooked up at all times. And it's going to be a lot of fun, Kelly's dad says, getting this thing in and out.
I feel like you'll like break your arm trying to get that
That's why we work out. That's why we got those legs.
But can't they just fill it out up there?
No, you got to pull it out and put it on the scale at Tractor Supply or someplace like that. Something I did forget to show you is on the front here. This is the 7-way prong that hooks up to the truck, to the trailer. This here is solar panel hookup. So we saw this and we weren't sure how it worked. And the solar panel that we used to have with the camper trailer that we pulled has 2 clamps, and you just clamp them on right here. This is the main kill switch. This kills everything in the camper, so you don't have to worry about if there's a trickle or something draining your battery when you want to winterize it. However, we're not winterizing it. Down here, whenever you're using the water that we were talking about earlier, it does have 2 water tanks. They're either 25 or 20. I can't remember exactly, but there's a black water tank and a gray water tank. And they both come out right here. And I'll show you that in a second. And of course, if you're wondering what this is, it is the propane line from the propane bottle tank up above. This hole right here is for if that propane ever leaks, propane falls, it doesn't rise, so it will come through here. Now what we're going to end up doing with this in the future is, this is one of those things that we still have to modify. This is designed for a short bed truck and a long bed truck. Because of that, they don't finish this out. So if you have a long bed truck, the end of your truck's going to be way back here. So what we're going to do is finish this out by coming up above and doing a step down, because we can still easily access this below. What is neat, I'll show you in a minute, Kelly's dad and I finished out the other side because it doesn't have anything in the way and it was a lot easier to do. On the back, this does not come with a latch holder because it goes up and down. This door has the 2 water tanks, which I'm about to show you. But yesterday, Kelly's dad and I installed that so that you can hold that in place, because I was like this the whole entire time trying to hold it up with my head. Under here is your black tank and your gray tank with your levers to both of them connect out and go out that drain right there. And that's your stop close lever. But here's something funny. We're not going to be using the black tank, and I'll let Kelly get into that later. And this one solid bumper, of course the steps fold up like this to get in and out. And it is extremely high, so for Angel Princess I got her a little step there. And it's white like an Angel Princess, like she's stepping on air. Anyways, or a cloud. But in this bumper as well, it has compartments which we'll put all our water hoses, our Jolka hose. I need to return this back to my dad because I don't need it anymore because I can't access the hitch. They do have extensions that come way out here, but we're not going to be pulling anything. On this side, we've got our drain hose, and I'm going to put the cable for the shore power hookup right here as well. Now this is the side that we finished out. Here's the outside. Look how good that looks. We had to make sure we were outside of the line of the propane lines right there, which that hooks up to the refrigerator and the furnace inside. But you can't, look at that. Isn't that uptown high rent? But we finished it out, and look how much room's in there. Well, it goes way back there. Way back there. We got shoes, hatchets, shovels, a tarp. Oh, and another great thing is this is sealed, so it's sealed off to keep moisture out. Kelly was asking me about that. One thing I do want y'all to know, we read your comments, you said that these are commonly stolen. We did order the locks and we will be picking up locks today. This is an intake for the back of the refrigerator and it blows out the top. And this is an exhaust and intake for the furnace. Now if you notice we have two speakers up there, which is real cool. But we also have a awning that has an LED strip, and there's also an awning along the back. And we'll pull those out when we're going on a camping adventure and show y'all later. And then right there, there's also two vents because we have two deep cycle batteries in there. They're lead acid batteries. That's for them to breathe. In the near future, we will be placing some lithium ion batteries, but we have to get a few other little components to get that installed. Now, Kelly doesn't like going up on the roof, so I wanted to show y'all the top of the roof because that's one thing I find very interesting. Oh, and we're gonna be still taking our vehicle backpack, which is basically an outdoor trash bag. So whenever we're done with trash, we put it in there and it won't smell up the inside of the camper. And as I'm looking, I forgot to tell you, this is already set up for a reverse camera. We ordered the camera, it's coming in. It doesn't come with the camera, but it is completely wired. There is a wire behind this and it will be a wireless camera. So all we have to do is plug it in here, put an antenna on it, and we bought a unit that's brand new. It will hook up directly to our display unit in the truck and it will receive a signal up there, which is wireless. We'll be installing that soon. I just haven't had time because, honey, how busy have we been?
Oh, we've been doing something different every day. We just have to like get to things as we can.
It's been pretty crazy, but let's get up on top. So this is a vent fan for the bathroom. It pops up and down. This is a skylight for the bathroom. Can you believe it? There's a bathroom in here. We also had this installed, the Dometic AC. This only runs when it's hooked up to shore power, but our plan is also to be off grid a lot. So we're not gonna be able to use this off grid because it has to be connected to shore power to work. This fan up here, which is a max air fan and also a skylight as well, it's just clear plastic, will allow light to come in, but it also runs off 12 volt, so it can be ran from the batteries that are inside the camper. When we've been testing this out while we've been at our parents', it has cooled the camper off a lot more than we thought it would. It feels really nice inside. It would probably be 5-8 degrees cooler in the camper than it is outside by running that max air fan. This also has a solar panel. This is a 100-watt solar panel. We have enough room on the back. We'll probably install another solar panel in a few months right on the back there, be able to have 200 watts. And this is the vent for the propane operated refrigerator. It runs off electric and propane, going back and forth depending on what you're hooked up to. If you're hooked up to shore power, the refrigerator will run off electric. Once it doesn't detect that you're hooked up to shore power, it will flip back over and run off the propane. We had this roof rack installed up here so we can get our kayaks up here. The problem we're running into right now is this is the longest roof rack they make. So we were going to put one kayak on this side and lay the kayaks flat like we did on the trailer. We're not gonna stand them up. When we lay our kayaks flat, they're just as tall as this AC unit. We have to go on either side with the kayaks of this max air fan and the AC unit. The problem we're running into is this is as far as it goes and we need it to come out to here. That all said, let's go to the inside.
Now that Cody has showed you the outside, I'm gonna take you inside because I know that's what everybody's been waiting for. So as you can see, we have a screen door, which I'm gonna say most of the time we're gonna leave all the windows and probably the screen door open. Even if it is a little bit cold outside, we're just kind of used to those temperatures at this point. And we both really love fresh air. So that's why we love being outside all the time. Right before we even walk in, this right here comes off, and this is how you lower your jacks. It's electric. This is the on and off switch, and then this is your remote. And then over here we have a fire extinguisher. It's always safe just to have one of those. And as you come in, we're gonna take a peek at the bathroom first. Now, we've done modifications to the bathroom. Right when you look in, I have a little bit of stuff stored in here. Not much, because I need to finish putting all of our bath stuff in here before we leave, because tonight we're gonna take it out on a test run. And as you can see, I have a laundry basket. Now, whenever we are driving, this stuff will all ride in the floor. But once we get somewhere, it's gonna go up here. It might stay. This basket is just full of all of your bathroom stuff that you would normally need. Anything that would be in your bathroom is probably here. We also have our little compartments here that I have not organized yet. I left them here just to see how they do when we're driving. We have a mirror, yay, finally. And you can have to store a couple of things in here, which I haven't completed yet, but I will before we go somewhere. Now, this is a wet bath, so that means that pretty much everything can get wet to an extent. We have 2 electrical outlets here, and then this is sealed as well. This is where we're just going to keep our toilet paper. Comes with 2 shower curtains, which I've tested, and it looks like water does just kind of fall off the inside of it, so those are good. At first I was kind of questioning it, but we had to test it. Now, if you can see, our shower head is over here, but originally it was on this side. And to me, that just didn't really make any sense, because if I'm standing here showering, the shower head is like right here. So I was like, it makes more sense if we put it over here and then you can shower this way. It makes a lot more sense. If you can see here, we've removed the toilet. Now, the reason that we removed the toilet is because it gives you more space in here to move around, especially being a lady. If I need to shave my leg, I have more room to bathe in here. Now, it's one thing if you're just weekend camping, but since we're going to be living here, both of us need the more space to shower in here. And if you know, if you've watched our channel, we have not had a toilet in 1.5 years. We just bought this little toilet, and the legs fold out on it. And what we're going to do is we're just going to use this. It comes with little bags that you can use and then fill them up and toss them. Now, if we are primitive camping, we're probably just going to do what we've always done before. We'll just dig a hole. If we're in a campground, we'll probably just use the campground restrooms, except at night, in the middle of the night. It's much easier to have this to use in the middle of the night, because I might fall trying to get out there to go to the bathroom. But whenever we're driving, that is going to ride right here. Now, this is where the water drains, and this is just a little thing you can put there in case like someone just showered, but maybe you need to get in here and brush your teeth or something. You can step on that. I would like to replace that with a bamboo slatted mat. I think that would be more sturdier, because Cody feels like he's gonna like break this, because it is just plastic.
I step on it and I'm kind of slipping around a little bit.
This is gonna be our toilet. We're not gonna use it 24/7, but we will use it. And like I said, it's just gonna ride right here, and I'm probably gonna put some stuff there as we're driving so it doesn't, because I know we have thought about all of these things. We know when we're driving we're gonna be rocking. We don't want things sliding around. So let's talk about how the shower head works. Now, it is connected to the sink here. So this is your hot and your cold. You're gonna turn that on here. And once you get it to the temperature you want, you just pull this up, and then water will come out of the shower head. Now, if you turn this off, this will go back down and it will come out of here. So the shower head has an on-off toggle. So to save water whenever we're showering, say I got my hair wet and I want to soak it up, I'll just turn this off so we don't waste water. And then I can just turn it back on when I'm ready. And then we have your vent fan right here, which has a light, and it, you know, it's a vent fan. All right, so that pretty much covers the bathroom.
If you're wondering how this door holds, it's a magnet, a really strong magnet that holds it in place. And that's the reason you have a shower curtain on the inside, so that it doesn't run, because you can see the crack right there. And down here. Yeah, down there as well. Yep. So you have to use that shower curtain so it doesn't hit the door. Over
here, I've decided to make this the pantry. So we have all of our food, and it is a mess right now because we need to figure out a way to have another shelf here to stack stuff. But all of our food has fit in here. we'll see. There's plenty of room. In our trailer we had prior, I had all the food in a storage tub and I would stack everything on top of it. So this is pretty much the same situation. Down here, now we're not sure 100% if this is how this is gonna stay. We've got some shoes and dustpan and some, here's the little things that go in the toilet that we were talking about. And then baby wipes. You gotta always carry baby wipes when you live on the road. This is the refrigerator and freezer. We don't have much in here right now, a couple of things. But this is really nice to have a freezer because we have not had a freezer. We've just been keeping our waffles. When we had the Dometic, we kept our waffles in there and just kept the temperature at 32 because it was kind of like in between. And then some things would freeze and some things would not.
You know what else we're gonna get now?
Ice cream.
Oh yeah.
If you look below the refrigerator, this is the furnace right here. So we are going to be able to have heat when we're not connected to shore power. It runs off of the propane. We used to have the Mr. Buddy heater, but there is no longer a reason to carry that because it uses propane as well. So now we can just use this little heater if we feel the need to.
And I forgot to add, you're probably wondering how are we going to use Kelly's stove outside if we're not carrying Mr. Buddy heater and we're talking about propane. We were planning on buying an additional 5 pound or 10 pound.
Yeah, I've already ordered the mount. I've already ordered the propane too, but it's taking a little bit longer, the tank. So I might see if we can get one here quicker.
And we're going to install it below the ladder outside on the back so that we can use that for Kelly's cooker and the Jolka's shower system.
Yep. Now, if you look right here, this is our panel area. So this right here shows you how much battery we have, which we're hooked up to shore, so it's gonna be full. How much fresh water we have, black tank and gray tank. We've used the sink out here. I've washed dishes. I haven't cooked anything yet. I boiled water just to make sure all the burners were working. But that's why we want to go on a test run. And my dad recommended we do a test run somewhere close by in case there is any issues. We can let him know and he can fix it for us before we head away from home.
And you're probably wondering, well, if you're not using the black tank, which that made me think of it, we're not using it for the toilet. We were thinking about removing it. However, her dad said don't remove it because it's square and we have a circular door. There's no way to remove it unless we completely cut it apart to remove it. And then if we try to resell this in the future, it's going to be so much easier to install the toilet back in than trying to put a black water tank in. I really want them to remove it, but we're just going to leave it, I guess.
Yeah, plus that would be a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of work.
This is our water heater. Now, to turn it on and off, you're going to do this little red button here. This is the temperature that your water is. So you can adjust it up and down to find out what your temperature is. So does this need to be on all the time?
No, you just turn it off when we're driving.
This right here is for the furnace. Now, this does not operate the air conditioning. This is just for the furnace, which we have not used yet. Now, speaking of air conditioning, here is our air conditioner. It is just a manual set, turn it on, turn it off. It's 11,000 BTU, so it's not as loud as some other ones that we've heard before. And it does make it quieter if you open the vents on the side instead of having the air come straight down. It's a little bit quieter, which we won't be using it unless we're hooked up to shore power. So right over here, we have towels, dishes. I was able to fit the pressure cooker in there. So we still have the pressure cooker. We had no room for the Dutch oven. So we're not going to be able to carry that with us. But we have an oven. So that's going to be fun. Now here we have some utensils. And also here we have utensils. This right here is our converter and everything that has to do with the battery. That's what we were talking about in the future that we were going to replace or redo. Right now, we're just going to focus on what we need to get on the road, and maybe around Christmas time when we come back to see our families, we can deal with that at that time. This is the carbon monoxide detector. Now, you're probably thinking, wow, there's really not a lot of room in here, but there actually is if you remove this table. So this table is removable. And you just twist these legs up. And it gives you so much more room to walk around, hang out. It's really nice in here. Now under this is more storage. Now all this is not permanent. We've just kind of thrown some stuff in here till we get completely organized. I did add this additional yoga mat down here. I just cut it to fit just because it was plywood and we didn't want our shoes to get scuffed up. Now this right here, this is not any storage. This has the batteries underneath it. So the batteries are down here The freshwater drain is right here. And this right here is the solar panel control module. We do need to read the manual on that because I have no idea. I'm sure it works just like the back of the other solar panel. So let's come over here to the kitchen area. So in the kitchen, it's actually really nice. This has storage, which I'm just keeping laundry detergent, soaps, trash bags, anything extra that we need. This right here used to have a little white piece here that you could slide sponges in, but on a review that I watched, it said that she would keep losing her sponges down here. So I was like, nah, we're not gonna do that. And Cody is going to install the water filtration system right here. So this allows room to access that for any reason that we need to.
And in that cavity is also where the hot water heater is, the tankless hot water heater. So we have to make sure to keep things away from that since it does run off propane and does heat up. You don't want it to be hot, melt something.
Over here underneath the stove, like I said, this is not all 100% permanent storage. I don't really know because when we lit the oven, we realized that I think that it's gonna get pretty hot here. So we might be relocating these paper towels.
I strongly think we're gonna be relocating the paper towels.
Yeah.
Maybe up under the seat or something. We don't have
somewhere, we're not really sure yet.
But trust us, we're not gonna cook on that right now with the paper towels under there. We just haven't had a chance to move it.
Now we have the oven here, if you're wondering how big it is. It looks big enough for maybe one cast iron at a time.
Or one pizza, or a pumpkin pie, or my favorite, carrot cake. Kelly can make desserts. Something that's actually really difficult for her to make camping.
Yeah, I haven't, there's styrofoam back here, I want to get it. I have not been able to make any of my desserts that I used to make all the time. Muffins, I guess I could get a small muffin thing to make muffins now. So yeah, it's pretty nice, I think. We did turn on the stove and the oven last night to check it. Works really well. It has a ignite button, so you just put it to whatever you want it, and then it ignites.
Now, her dad did say that the front burner burns hotter than the two back burners. Do I know why? I'm not sure.
Yeah, so if I want to...
Oh, sorry, I got excited about the vent fan.
So if I want to boil anything, I'm going to boil here. If I'm just sauteing, I'm probably going to use these back burners. I just turned the vent fan on. Like I said, we're always going to have the windows open, so if we want to cook in here, we're going to be extra safe. Always have the vent fan on, and then there is a light here if it's dark outside.
The reason I got excited about the vent fan is every single home we ever lived in, we never had a vent fan that actually vented outside. It always vented right into your face. Yeah, so like out the top.
This is an upgrade from any house we've ever lived in. Actual vent fan that works. Now up here was the microwave, and my dad removed the microwave for us because even when we had a home, first of all, we haven't used a microwave in a year and a half because we've been living in a tent. When we had a home, we never used the microwave anyway. Plus we needed the extra storage. So he had some leftover pieces from an RV, and he just kind of put this in here, patched a hole, put another piece down here. The last thing we need to do is get a door for this. And the kind of door that we're gonna make is one that raises up. We're gonna put some shock hinges on it so that it will stay open. And once we get this finished, then I can move a lot of things in here and we can organize more, because once you see this cabinet, it is a mess. So this is not how it's gonna stay. This is just how it has to be right now. So yeah, it's a mess. Everything is just disheveled. It's just everywhere.
And Kelly's a very organized person.
Yeah.
So it's bugging her
really
very badly right now.
Now, here is a sink. This is a huge sink for this tiny camper, and I'm so happy about it. Big sink to wash dishes. We are going to replace this. We have a bigger one ordered that we need to put in. It's going to have a taller spout, so when you're washing dishes, ladies, you know, when you're washing pots and pans, it's going to be rough to try to wash that low in the sink. And then it came with this, which gives you extra counter space, and you can also dry dishes on it too. I don't really know how that's going to work, but it's going to be nice to have extra counter space to set stuff on.
And you can leave this here on the road. I mean, we drove all the way back from Alabama, and this
didn't move at all.
This rubber, it just holds.
Yeah. Now let's move into the bedroom. We have a queen bed. This is a true queen, 80 by 60 queen bed. The mattress that came with this, we were both really nervous about it. It is a memory foam mattress, firm to medium. It is perfect for us. Now, we have done the research before on this that these mattresses need to breathe. If you have a mattress at home, it's on your bed and your bed has ventilation underneath it. So this does not, it's just on floor. We put these down. I ordered these off of Amazon. They connect together. There's different options for that, but this is the one that we decided to go with. I think it's gonna breathe better. The other option was this mat that you can lay down that's supposed to breathe as well. I'm sure that works too. We just opted for that one. I'm not really sure. I think it was cheaper. It was cheaper. But these go in a garden. They go in some kind of industrial kitchen. Sometimes they have them in there. So there's a lot of different purposes for them. I'm not really sure what they were called. We have storage here as well. We've decided to put all our cables. I've got my diffuser in here, any kind of electrical components, and there is extra room for more things if we decide to put something else in there. It also comes with this, I'm guessing it's a radio. It's supposed to hook to the TV as well. You're supposed to be able to watch DVDs, but we have yet to figure that out yet. We tried to play with it, but it's really not too much of a concern for us right now. That can just be something fun we can figure out later on.
And the TV does pivot out, so you just tug on it right there. It latches in right there. It is a 12-volt plug and it will run off the batteries of the camper. Matter of fact, everything in this unit is 12-volt powered except for that. It means we could actually spend a lot of time off grid. And then once you're done watching, all you have to do is slide this back in and put your cables behind it. It does have extra cable length. And then you just pop it in, boom, done.
This is my side of the bed, and we have put all of our underwear here. Workout clothes, lounging clothes, bathing suits, anything like that's gonna go there.
And this is not just that, it goes all the way to right here. Over there.
Yeah, from here to here. And then on Cody's side, it's the same thing, but his is not as big, but he has less stuff than I do, so we gave him the same. And over here is the closet. Now, this closet has a hanging rod, but we decided not to use that because it did waste a lot of space. We were gonna have to get rid of most of our clothes, and we don't even have that many clothes to begin with. So we decided to buy these tubs, fold our clothes up, and we just kind of organized them from his and mine and jeans and t-shirts, and all of our clothes fit. Now underneath here, this door opens up and we have all of our sweaters and jackets and warm stuff stored under here. And all of our clothes fit back here, all of it. I thought I was gonna have to put clothes over there somewhere, but they all fit if I did it this way. This is a 4-season camper, and these windows are insulated. Now, you do have the pull down shades for back here. The only one that doesn't have that is by the kitchen.
It has a regular mini blind like that.
The reason that it has a regular mini blind is because legally, I guess is the terms, when you're cooking, they can't put these kind of blinds over there because if grease pops on it, there could be a fire. So I understand that. I haven't even laid down back here. This is nice. We have not slept in this camper yet. We're gonna go on an excursion tonight, which you will see that later in the next video.
And another thing I really love about this camper is that it has a window at the head. So it lets in more natural light. And then we had these little cute little lights. Show them the night light, you just touch it.
Yeah, these are really super cute.
Little USB chargers on either side at the top, and 110 volt. The 110 volt is the other thing that will not work in this camper whenever you're not hooked up to shore power, but everything else, including the USB chargers, will work. And Kelly and I are starting to think that we don't have to get those running. The only thing we were trying to run off of it was my laptop for editing purposes, but I'm kind of thinking we can get away with it without having it.
We just wanted the lithium so that we could be longer off grid. But I think we're just gonna give it a couple of months, see how it goes. And if we decide to change, then we will. We already have the batteries. We just need to buy the converter.
And the last thing that we forgot to add is that little unit here, however it works, we're not sure still, but we know it's supposed to power the 2 speakers outside. You have 2 speakers here and 2 behind your head over there. It's just gonna have to be one of those things we play with.
But we also forgot, we forgot to tell you what all these buttons do.
Oh yeah.
So water pump, I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off, on and off. This is a tank heater. The tanks will heat up because if we're in colder conditions, since it's a 4-season camper, our lines will not freeze. Living room lights, they give you a switch there. Porch lights, awning light, another awning light, and then this is to raise and bring back the awning. So you can do it all from in here.
we're a little antsy to get out and
oh yeah,
test this
we're
out.
So ready.
But then we're also thinking about how many other things we still have to do.
Which we will. We do need to go out and test it, because if something else does need to be done, we can do it. So it's a good way to figure it out. Now I'm gonna put this table back on, because when we're driving, that's the best way to get around. And it's super easy to put together and take apart. There you go. That's it. It's pretty stable. Now we've got to finish packing it and go out for our first excursion.
But we'll catch you on the other.
See ya.